Some cards are QCRs and some cards aren't, and then it's very strange, that set. It's like some things aren't available as some. Hi Matchy, what's your least favorite version of DM you've played out of interest? My least favorite version of DM. All right, so now that we have everything kind of set, to live. Bam, this is the worst art. Damn, I hate this art so much. Artlist.io. I asked a few people. Black DM is cool. I don't like the current art options, but the OG art is hard to compute. Yeah, the OG art is just so good. Good night, Manja. Have a good. You have a great night. Tablet is you. No, yo, the tablet one. I love. I'm one of the few people that genuinely enjoy the tablet art. In fact, where is it? I love the tablet art. I have 3 alties. I think the alti tablet art. I don't know, man. I like it, man. I like it. I don't hate it. Greedy J, that boy Matchy, the GOAT. You're the GOAT, bro. You're the GOAT. Nah, man. The alti rare tablet art, it hits different. But only the alti. Every other version is kind of mid. In fact, I have 3, but I only have 2 with me here. Yeah, no, the tablet art is peak. This is so far and away the worst art. I don't mind that one. The tablet art is my least fave. It looked better if he was in the purple robe. That'd be cool too. The black and blue background is what I like about the tablet art. Yeah, it's so clean. What do you think about the new Dark Magician support in June? Louise? I'm excited. I don't know what they're gonna give us, and honestly, all I want is this deck to damn, Berta, safe to say this is the most expensive habit. Yo, for real, dude, it's brutal. Oh god, I hope it's not ritual based. I wouldn't mind if it's ritual based if they give us like a good enough identity with it. Like if it's solid. If like my only issue with the ritual aspect of everything is that Illusion of Chaos is literally anti-synergy. You can't search the ritual cards with Illusion of Chaos. So if they give us the ritual card, it'd be the most like on-brand Konami giving us anti-synergistic support. The Tupu gets a lot of hate, but I like the QCR version of it. Yeah, the QCR is now the movie art is hard. Yeah, the movie art I also don't like. I also don't like the movie art at all. Oh god, I hope it's not ritual based. I don't think it will be. New win condition. I don't even care about the win. What I want is I want the deck to have an identity. If it's a control style, I want it to be a control style, and I want it to be built around a control style. If it's a combo deck, give us a combo deck with the pieces to be a combo deck. I hope it's not a combo deck because I think combo decks are a little boring, and combo decks feel very like spreadsheety. And it's like, okay, I built my unbreakable board, try to break it. I don't like that very much. I do like the idea of like a ritual based strategy that can really emphasize like create layered interactions, or like just go into a fusion archetype. Just go into like, if you're gonna like, you have a lot of good fusion tools. The Dark Magicians is a solid card under the right circumstances. Dragoon is, I still think, the best boss monster in the game right now. So it's one of those situations where like it really does. It's a matter of just getting you identity more than anything. Oops. Like I said, I'm completely not organized. I deeply apologize for all of this.
Music licensing reimagined.
That doesn't go there. And my sleeves don't even match. No, these go here, I think. This goes here, 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 this goes here. Okay. Make navigation relevant. Navigation would be a cool card. The problem with navigation is very slow. unless they give us a way to like activate. For example, a cool way to utilize navigation would be a card like, let's say a card similar to Dark Magical Circle that allows us to set a trap from deck and activate it at the same turn and set. So this would help, for example, Eternal Soul. It would help navigation. It could also help Magician's combinations play into boards, which is really good. Like imagine if we're able to like a 1-card way to set up a trap card that dumps DM and DMG, or if we have Rod, like imagine this. So what I'm thinking is like, this is obviously not what the new card that was announced, but if we're talking about hypothetical support, because I love this conversation, imagine if it was a situation where 1 card could play into a board very well. So it would be Magician's Raw normal summon would grab you this dark magic spell card. Whoops. Dark magic spell card. You then link off Rod into a link 1 that can also send, for example, Dark Magician Girl for cost. Right? And in doing so, you get something. I don't know, whatever the card is. And then with this Dark Magician spell card, you activate it. You can then set a trap from deck. So it can't be ashed. It can't be ashed or anything like that. You would set combinations. And then you're free to play with already one of the bricks engraved. So if you Souls or Primite, whatever. Oh my God, Rishabh. You don't need to become a member. Dude, you're so fucking... it made me blush. Dude, you know you can watch this shit for free, right? But I appreciate you, man. I love you so much. Thank you, Rishabh. Thank you. And so, oh my God, dude, thank you. I'm giggling. Thanks, buddy. Yeah. I'm a big fan of you too, Rish. I appreciate you, my guy. So imagine this spell card that hypothetically set a card from deck, and say it was like Rod searches as a spell card. We go into the link 1. The link 1 acts like a pseudo Magician Souls or whatever the case is, and it dumps DMG. If that card that we activate sets like a card like Combination, well then Combination immediately becomes live, and it's really good to play into a board with, right? And that would be awesome. This also helps with Eternal Soul. For example, we dump this spell card sets Eternal Soul, and like Eternal Soul isn't a very good card, but say Magician Souls dumps Dark Magician, and then we want to summon Souls, or we can summon Souls and then activate Eternal Soul to get both value, the full effect of Magician Souls, where we dump DM, summon itself, and then Eternal Soul can revive DM. And it's things like that like I really like about the potential in DM support. Anyways, let's get into okay, hold on, I gotta hold on.
Music licensing.
Burn-based DM. Dark Eradicator Warlock. No, I wouldn't want turn-based, because burn strategies, what they do is they funnel down this, how can I make this into an FTK? I don't think FTKs are healthy for the game, so I don't really want burn decks. Noel, how you doing? How you doing, brother? Hope you're doing great. Please no dumb side effects like Eternal Soul. Yeah, 100%. The new lore archetype. Which one's that? Yeah, GT. What's up, Cutie? What's up, St. Marcus? Hope you're doing well. I would love a fusion card spell or trap. Yeah, fusion card would be sick. Max 9 are using the King Sarcophagus engine. No. Yeah, I think the biggest problem with DM is that it takes too many cards to set up and puts up interactions. 100%. So my issue with the DM cards is that in a perfect hand, you're always 1 card away. And it feels like very shit. I just saw this. Hello, Matchy. How you doing, Andrew? Hope you're doing well. The Art Magia or whatever they're called is going to be the next big meta deck. Huh. Are you showing off the deck build? Yes. So in this video, I want the deck build. While I already kind of know the direction I want to go into with this list. And it's a matter of just finalizing the last few things. And then once I get like once everything starts getting finalized, then I want to make like one final video about it and really push like Primite DM to its fullest. I just got a box of Stampede. Gotta get my Magia. Oh, buddy, I'm so jealous. I wanted to get my box for today, but unfortunately it didn't come in. And I'm also very annoyed because I'm missing a lot of cards that I wanted to showcase for this.
Music licensing reimagined.
It is what it is. I am so annoyed, but we're gonna have to bear with it, and we'll do a proxy for the video. Shadow the Hedgehog. What's up, Night? What's up, Loza? How are you doing, brother? How is your sleep? It's morning in Australia. Is Runic DM still playable with the new ban list? Runic DM is playable. The only issue with Runic DM is Malice is gonna be crazy, and with Runic DM you just give Malice free fodder for their plays. And that's what sucks about. That's why I stopped playing Runic. I think Runic is pretty good right now. Well, I mean, into Detonator it kind of sucks because Detonator just doesn't give a shit about any of the Runic cards. But it's more so about the Malice matchup. The Malice matchup feels unwinnable with Runic because you just keep giving them resources, which really sucks. Are you gonna play DM on Master Duel? No, because I don't have enough money to spend on gems. So no. Thoughts on Jesse Khan's DM list? It's definitely different from the norm that we're expected within a lot of the Dark Magician community, but it's still like it's a good approach for a different approach, if that makes sense. He chose to go down a completely different route than what we're normally accustomed to, and he does it to a decent amount of success. That being said, that's not how I would play it. Yeah, no secrets at 1 was wild. I 100% agree. 100% agree with no secrets. Yeah. So with this list, like I just want to quickly go over with how I want to build it, and we'll kind of go over. I want to talk to everyone about potential ideas and thoughts, and what direction I want to take the list. So right away, this is the standard spiel. 1 rod, 3 souls. Sorry, 1 DM, 3 souls. 1 rod, 1 Timmy, and then 3 of our favorite Illusion of Chaos. 3 servant, only because because we're only playing rod at 1. I feel like servant is a decent alternative and a decent way to get into cards like Magician Souls, Timaeus. So like servant's not a card that we hate seeing in this list, and 1 secrets is mandatory. Now there's obviously all my Dark Magician stuff is not with me right now, which is so freaking annoying because I wanted to talk about a few cards for the purpose of this video. I don't want to do it with this copy. I'll do it with the worst DM art. This card here is going to be Palladium Oracle Mana. I really wanted to just bring her and have everything here, but unfortunately no prep for the stream. I just want to come hang out with everyone. And this is going to be Palladium Oracle Mana. And this is kind of how I want to play it. So Mana, not only is it a way to help play through a few interruptions when you get interrupted on your spellcasters, in this case Rod or Magician Souls or things like that. It's a free summon from the hand or graveyard. Additionally, what Mana does is it also protects DM. So in a Primite list with when DM is constantly on the board, and you need your DM to be like protected in a sense, and it's just another layer of protection for your Dark Magician. more importantly than anything, Mana is a light spellcaster. And the reason why Mana being a light spellcaster is so important is because we can Blue Eye Spirit Dragon lock your opponent with Mana, Rod and Souls. So I can get into that later on. And it's similar to what my last video was about, but the idea is we replace DMG. We used to play DMG, but we essentially cut her. We cut her because Mana does give DM the light spell gives Soul Servant the fodder for draw 2s, while being good fodder for Sanctifier, which is solid. The deck looks pretty high rarity. Yeah, Rishabh, it's because you found me all the cards. I gotta try this at locals. It's Loza. It's really fun. So could Dark Magician Primite branded be possible to do lock? So this is kind of Dark Magician branded, but it's a different take because branded fusion is at 1. If you know me, you know I love my branded cards. I freaking love branded as an archetype, as a deck. The thing with branded that's dead is that having one branded fusion, you might as well not play the DM cards because you're going to be putting so many resources into how to get that one branded fusion in rotation constantly. And with the DM cards, they don't offer that. And so when you're building more of your deck to get that branded fusion to rotation, it's no longer a utility, but it's the focus of the deck, which is not what I want Dark Magician to do. With my branded DM list, it was Dark Magician, and it was backed by a branded fusion, backed by fusion deployment and Cartesia, and that's why it saw so much success as a Dark Magician deck, in my opinion, at least.
Music licensing reimagined.
Yeah. We'll get into it. Fuck, I'm gonna build this out in Master Duel right now. Yeah, do it. So I was gonna make a video on it, but I'm not set on a few things, especially going to the new format. So I wanted to just get some opinions and things like that, and really, hone the deck and, finalize it together. And then after review more testing and revisions, then I'll make a finalized Primite DM list for the next format. At least that's what my thought is. I should cut the triangle. You absolutely should. It's long overdue. If you want to play the triangle though, Primite DM is the best deck to do it in. Let's live stream some Omega to test your list. Yeah, we will. But right now, I just want chat. More importantly, I just want chat. And I haven't held cards in my hand in so long, so this is like refreshing. Primite engine. So that's it for the Dark Magician engine. We got the 2 bricks in Mana and DM, 3 souls, 1 rod, 1 Timaeus, 3 Illusion of Chaos. And the reason why we play 1 rod is because we play our better normal summon, which are Barrow Dragons, Primite Lords, and Primite Lordy Loads, and the 1 Drill Beam. Thank you, Ohm, for still lending me this package.
Licensing reimagined.
There's the man, Loza. Hey, Loza, yeah. Loza's here. Loza's the GOAT, the pioneer, so I'm happy he's here. It was a pretty heavy DM-filled day. Primite is in Master Duel now, so a lot of content creators are streaming it, which is really, really solid. And now, the honorary cards is 1 Mausoleum, which is mandatory now, I think, in DM lists, and the 1 Fallen of Albaz. So, with Fallen of Albaz, we don't play Branded Fusion, but Fallen of Albaz is essential. I'm not sure what card it is, but I want to experiment with it. But it's the branded extra deck monster that contact fuses. If someone wants to let me know what that is, I forget what it is. But I feel like I'm not sure what the requirements are for it, and quite frankly, I was too lazy to look it up. But like, as Fallen of Albaz, as a Abolenitus, thank you, as a board breaker, just setting Fallen of Albaz and contact fusing the board is pretty decent, and it's something I do want to just look into. So, not for the no. So this is for the Albion Lockwood Spirit. Album +1 plus dragons on board. Seems cute against blue eyes if you have space for it. Yeah. So like, I mean, like just hard opening this kind of feels bad sometimes. But the cool thing about opening Fallen of Albaz is Fallen of Albaz and, for example, Souls still gets you into seals, right? Fallen of Albaz is a dragon. So like at worst case, if you open it with one DM feels rough, but that's how it would be nowadays. You can play two. There are times where, so if I wasn't playing this package, because I'm playing the Bestial package. I'm playing the Bestial package with Regain. If I wasn't playing Regain, I think I would play DM at 2. But because Regain is as like an insurance for if we get DM banished, and if we wasn't playing Fallen of Albaz to recycle DM with a card like Lubellion, then I'd probably play DM at 2. But because you can just constantly recycle him, off the chance that, you know, he gets banished off a Bestial, you can chain your own Bestial to protect him, because then Regain shuffles him back, or Lubellion shuffles him back, things like that. So in my previous list, I played one. In those lists, I can see the argument for playing 2, but if we're playing Fallen of Albaz, I don't see a reason to play more than 1. BRB, no problem, Rishabh. Is Primite DM the way now? Depends on what, like, it depends on what direction you really want to push the list. I think Fiend Smith DM is the best way to play the deck right now, because Fiend Smith is just so goddamn strong. But you can, some people, that's not what some people like. That's not what some people prefer playing. The reason why Fiend Smith DM is so good is because Rod and Souls gets you into full Fiend Smith combo. Rod and Souls or any other Primite Fiend Smith DM works too. Yes. So this engine, the Bestial engine, could also be the Primite cards, because the Fiend Smith cards, because these would be your 3 engravers, your 1 Lurry, 3 tracked, and then you'd cut a card for the last Lacrima. The only issue with that is the Fiend Smith DM cards demand such a high extra deck count, which means that you can't play this anymore and you lose access to seals. So it's one of those things where it's like Fiend Smith DM Primite, yeah, it could work in theory. The question is how much extra deck space are you willing to give up to play it? The beautiful thing about the Bestial package is that they not only work as interruptions, especially now that Fiend Smith is untouched. I do think that Fiend Smith is going to see a large, for a while, for example, you saw put them together in a 60 card, like you can. So my thing with the Fiend Smith cards is that we saw Fiend Smith take a step back from the format because a lot of players were preferring like pure Rizio, for example. With Detonator at 1, for example, now the consistency hits to Rizio. I think Fiend Smith will see a really big resurgence into the format. That and the fact that it's significantly more affordable. Obviously, this isn't an issue for online play, but as like at your local level or at a regional level, maybe not a regional level, because at regional level players all have access to those expensive cards, but at a local level for sure, like Fiend Smith is going to see a really big resurgence. So just having the extra Bestial cards as form of interruptions into Fiend Smith is just really strong in my opinion. Everyone's on Fiend Smith DM, Primite DM, while I'm chilling in the corner with Shining Sark DM. Like you could play, you could definitely play like Shining Sark DM. I think it's missing a piece, and I'm not sure if that new Dark Magician Girl card that's gonna come out in Alliance Insight, I think it's called, is gonna fix the problems that Shining Sarcophagus DM has. But like I think there is a bridge there. It's just a matter of how viable it's going to be once everything starts coming together. Shining Sark as a pure variant is solid. The only issue with that is I feel like its strength came from playing a card like Dimension Shifter, which is no longer an option, which really sucks, unfortunately. Shining Sark is the way, yeah. As a pure variant, I think it's okay. But yeah, like I said, we just need to wait for the new support. What do you guys want to see from the new support? She doesn't fix it from my testing. She does patch it more than what it is now. Yeah, which is like what I kind of expected. That's what I think is the best part about her, is that we no longer need to play Gadget Trio, which is solid. I think as like Contact Fusion free, Contact Fusion would be sick. Contact Fusion would be sick. I know, Gohan, you have such a love for shit. What's it called? Wow, damn, what's it called? Mana is hella based. Yeah, so we are gonna play this card is Mana for the newcomers. This is Mana or Mahad. I'm gonna play Mana because I think Mana does a little bit more right now. Mahad feels like a brick all the time. And then in the one time you draw him, you don't even want to summon him that much, because I think like summoning him, like it plays in the nib more. He doesn't really do anything on the board. Like, okay, he can swing over a Darkmoor and stuff, but it doesn't do enough. Whereas Mana, I feel, has like a little bit of layered protection. It protects DM in a Primite list. It's very important. So that's why we play Mana. I think the Link one that gets the field spell, which gets the extender, sets up a quick effect negate. Yeah. Neo, hey, I actually made it. Hey, how you doing, brother? Hope you're well. Yeah, so I was discussing what I wanted to see was like an idea I've been having is having a card or access to set traps. Like if we were playing it, like I wanted an identity. So something at the start of the stream that I specified was, if Dark Magician got an identity, say it is a control style. Say it's a control style identity that we get a card that, for example, sets a trap card from deck, spell a trap card from deck that could be activated this turn. So that means Soul Servant is better. What we can do is we could utilize Magician's Navigation. Navigation is a poor example, but I'm talking about like a card like Navigation. No, not the Magician's Combination. So the thought of Magician's Combination being set directly from deck and being able to be activated right away is that a card like Combinations can be used to play into boards significantly better. Like our ability to go second is better infinitely. Going first, it's a free negate if we have everything set up. So imagine a hypothetical of Rod searches you a spell and trap card. You link off Rod into this hypothetical link one that dumps for cost, and then dumps DM or DMG for cost, allows you to set another card or place another card, like whether it's a spell or trap card, and then it has a Spirit of White effect where if you could tribute it, quick effect tribute, or just tribute it and summon DM from anywhere. So it's like Rod, Rod gets you a spell and trap, you link off Rod to this link one, it dumps DMG for cost, and then you could tribute it to summon DM from anywhere. Something like that. And that immediately turns on a card like Combination, which I think would be awesome. And if we got a card that Retrain of Dark Magical Circle that can activate trap cards the turn they are set, it makes Eternal Soul better, it makes Navigation better, it makes Magician's Combination, because Magician Combination is, I think, a very good card once it's set up. The problem is that getting it set up is the worst part, and I think that's the problem with all DM cards. It's one of those things where it's like when Dark Magician is set up, it's not too bad. Like it has recursion, it has grind game, it has interruptions, it has layered interruptions too, because you can for example go up to like you could do really interesting things like chain block with the Dark Magicians, something like that, right? More importantly than anything else is it's a deck that can play a card like Secret Village. When you imagine setting up a board and just slapping Secret Village on it, like that's insane. And it's just one of those things where it's we are always one or two cards short from getting set up. And for a control style deck, look what Primite needs to get set up. Primite needs to open one of this or one of this, and it gets set up. It has that grind game, it has the interruptions, it has recursion, and it's all in one card. Whereas DM, to do what Primite does, it needs to open Rod, Circle, and Servant, or whatever the case is. Illusion of Chaos, Circle, Servant, plus. You know what I mean? Yeah, we open a 3-card combo and lose to 1 hand trap. It's like,
Music licensing
dude, Ether Barrel
reimagined.
doesn't even lose to Ash. This card sets from deck. It doesn't even lose to Ash. It's little things like this that are just like can make or break an archetype, and it's one of those things where it's you know, it's a matter of fine details that can make a deck great versus good. Mana is in Master Duel. Is Mahad in Master Duel? Because if Mahad's in Master Duel, then you could just play him instead. Too broke to afford Primite engine. Bill's too high. I feel that. Fortunately, I have a really good buddy of mine, shout out Ohm, who lent me the entire the entire engine. Yeah, you can play Mahad in Master Duel instead of Mana. That's fine. So, for the non-engine, what I want to play
Music licensing reimagined.
is, this is kind of the direction you want to go in. So this is optional. I'm not sure if I want to play the Bestial package yet. My thought process with the Bestial package is it's a little bit of insurance for DM in terms of branded regain. The Bestials are good into Fiend Smith. The only issue, and the more importantly, the Bestial package are really good with a card like the Bestial cards are really good with a card like Heraldic Seals. So right now, I think I'm going to go over 40. I'm probably going to play 41 or 42 cards. If I want to play 40, I'd probably cut something like Bull Drake and a Soul Servant.
Music licensing
But essentially, the
reimagined.
idea is I want the 3 Bestials, and then I want 12 non-engines. So what I'm playing right now for non-engine is I'm playing probably the most mandatory card in the format right now, which are 3 Droll and Lockbirds. And if you guys have any, is Lubellion limited? No, Lubellion is at 3. Magnum and Druisform are limited. I'm not sure in Master Duel how it is, but
Artlist.io.
every time I see Matchy and Primite together, I think of the SpongeBob chocolate meme. That is peak. So Droll and Lockbird, I think, is you go over 40 to hide the bricks and the one-ofs you never want to see. I think I agree. I think 42 is a solid count.
Music licensing
So
reimagined.
3 Drolls I think is mandatory right now. I don't think it's optional. A card that I have been absolutely loving is 3 Ghost Ogres. I don't know how the Mole Chummies I'm gonna play in the side, I think. The Mole Chummies I think I'm gonna play in the side. But like
Artlist.io.
I think 3 Ogres are fine. Droll is fine. One, I don't know if I want to play Ash. I think Ash is okay. And I don't want to play Imperms because instead of Imperms, normally I like
Music
Imperms,
licensing
but with
reimagined.
talents at 1, I don't think that we need to like go crazy into this. I think what I want to play here as my 3rd hand trap slot is something with a little more impact. Whether it's a card like Nib or something along those lines. I have Nib here.
Artlist.io.
Maybe something along like Nib. Another card I want to play potentially is a card like Effect Veiler. And the reason why I like Effect Veiler is Effect Veiler is also fodder for the Sanctifier lock. Do you run Phantazmay? I can run it.
Music
I wouldn't run it
licensing
now.
reimagined.
One, because I think, so in theory, Phantazmay is good into Malice because they link summon a crazy amount. But by the time Phantazmay, I think it was Gohan who told me this a while ago, and I Gohan or potentially Rishabh. I think Rishabh is here too. One of them too. I was actually talking to them about the potential of running Phantazmay into Malice.
Artlist.io.
And the problem with Phantazmay into Malice is although you'll get a million draws, the thought is that by the time Phantazmay is live, or by the time Phantazmay makes a big enough impact to be worth the hand trap slot, you've already lost because they've generated so much. So instead of a card like Phantazmay, I'd rather go with like a Molchummy Fulleros, for example. I don't like Veiler right now, but in DM Primite feels necessary with the extra spellcaster normal summon to guarantee seals. Yes, that's another reason why I like Veiler. I mean, you can go and you normal summon Droll if you really want to as well. But Veiler also acts as another spellcaster. So you have Rod, 3 Veilers, 3 Drolls. And the beautiful thing about Veiler now is Veiler works like an Imperm. But the thing with Veiler is that playing into talents is significantly better. You can Ogre for Nib, to be honest, and possibly figure out a way to play Fua in the main deck as well. Sure, it conflicts with Droll, but it's also a very high impact. Yeah. I was thinking about Fua, but with Fua, I'm gonna probably play in a side. I don't know. The side deck is also very flexible. Like I'm in the side deck. What are we playing in the side deck? This is what I can want to guarantee is the Chaos Hunters and Lancias for sure, and almost anything is more competitive than Toy Box version right now. Yeah, unfortunately, I love the Toy Box version though. One of the problems with the Ryzeal Malice hits is that the format, at least at a local level, is significantly wider now, meaning a lot more decks are viable in this pocket format in the moment. Yeah, 100% Rishabh, 100%. Fuleros on the side, Perulia on the main. Upstart is needed for sure. It's a stepchild DM card. The problem with Upstart is what I think, who said it in the chat earlier, is that everyone and their mother is on Droll, and Upstart, if you get Drolled on Upstart, you skip your turn. It's probably the worst turn skip in the game, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm thinking Effect Veiler as an extra normal summon, potentially Nib here, or maybe Nib instead of Droll, instead of Ogre. But I think Ogre is just really good because with Ogre you could hit like one of the Ryzeal starters to prevent them from going into what's it called? Lee H, let's go Matchy. How you doing, brother? Hope you're well. So assuming you can play hand traps that force simplified game states, you eat their board alive with your engine, similar to how Blue Eyes is playing right now. Especially with a lot of Rogue Wongo combo decks are going to be more representation when Primite cards thrive in simplified game states. Yeah, no, you're absolutely correct, Rishabh. So maybe you're right, and we just play the Nibs over the Ogres and just play like Droll, Ash, Veiler. We could play Ogre in the side though. I don't hate that.
Music licensing.
I could donate secret Drolls, please. I'm not a fan. No. I'm swapping those. Like I said at the start of the stream, I'm a bad word for keeping all my rarities the same. So for all my hand traps, I just chose to go with the secret rares. So I'm gonna try getting secret rare Drolls. Play Imp over Veiler, to be honest. The thing with Veiler though, it's a spellcaster. So I could just, if needed, I can normal summon it and use it as an avenue to get into seals. That's why I don't hate the idea of 2 Ogre, 2 Fua, 3 Ash, 3 Droll, 3 Veiler for Blue Eyes funny card. Yes, exactly. So like this is all 42, which is like, I think it's okay. I guess my question is, if you think Malice or Ryzeal is going to be the best deck in the format, especially with the new support post Alliance Insight, Malice is going to be the best deck. I think it's just the shit they're getting is insane. Because it might be worth maining Lancia. That's a decision for when the stuff comes out. Like can I be honest with you? I'm just building this deck for a few events that are upcoming. Hope you like Waifus is not going to be a Cyber's Wonderland. It's going to be a Cyber's Wonderland. Cyber's Wonderland.
Music licensing.
I also really apologize for the background music. I know that the ad libs, it's like freemusic.com or something like that. I sincerely apologize. I can imagine how that's probably getting on your nerves, but it was that or no music at all, and I'd prefer to have background noise for everyone. I'm not rich enough for the big subscriptions yet. What's so broken about what's so broken to search with Soul Servant Y3? Y3 Soul Servants. So the reason why 3 Soul Servants is that Soul Servant, if in the chance that we open, I'll tell you why 3 Soul Servants. 3 Soul Servants replace the need for Magician's Rod. So you're not typically searching, why is Soul Servant $40? So the reason why we're playing 3 Soul Servant is as a substitute for Magician's Rod. With how accessible it is, I'm going to move all this out of the way because I want to talk about the extra deck for a second. So non-engine, this is 42 cards. If we want to play 41, we can cut the Bull Drake, and if we want to play 40, we can cut the Soul Servant. So I'm not too fussed there, but yeah, we'll just run this for now. And the reason why we're playing 3 Soul Servants is because Soul Servant allows us to grab access to the rest of our Dark Magician cards. In this case, Souls or Timaeus or Mana if needed. It accesses 3 extra copies of Magician's Rod that can search monsters, or more importantly, it's going to search secrets. And why that's so good is because off the back of a card, like any normal summon in our deck, grabs us access to this, which turns on Mausoleum, and this gives us access to our entire deck. And so when we open a card like, for example, Soul Servant and Barrel Dragon as a hypothetical.
Music licensing reimagined.
Where are all my cards? If you open like this, right? This is now combo into something, which is really, really solid, which is otherwise something that we never really had access to. So rather than bulking up on multiple, like, yes, you can play Soul Servant at 2. It's not bad, but I just feel like also the recursion aspect of Soul Servant, constantly recurring Secrets of Dark Magic, and getting the draw 2 off it is just really good, especially when you're playing with a really heavy grind, a grind deck and a control style deck like Primite DM. So that's why I really like 3 Soul Servants. You can cut it to 2. Like, it's not, I'm not sitting here and saying you have to play 3. You don't have to play 3. You can absolutely play it at 2 because Rod is in the main normal summon too. Yeah. Couldn't you have waited for me to get my other 2 QCRs? Is that the second time you said that? Yeah, Soul Servant QCR is insane. I can look for them for you. Are you running Branded Fusion? Because we could be option. Yeah. Are you running Branded Fusion? Could be a good option for one at the deck. No, because I don't want to play. So why am I playing? I'm not playing Branded Fusion at all because one, you don't need it, and because the extra deck is so heavy on, like, the only time Branded Fusion is like live is if it's the only card in your, what's the word I'm looking for? If it's Branded Fusion and 4 hand traps, that's when it's justifiable. But if you have, for example, Branded Fusion and a Barrel Dragon, then it's not worth it, in my opinion. I feel like you go Branded Fusion, you go neg to summon your Dragoon or your Mirror Jade, whatever. You then have Primite. You then have your Primite Fusion, or Primite Lordy Load or Barrel Dragon that can get you your setup with your Drill Beam and then your Dark Magician, things like that. And it's 2 interruptions. Whereas if you have a card, if you just play like the Fallen of Albaz, you have more access to cards like more cards like Rod, Souls, or more access to get into Seals, which is an infinitely more interruptions. Like, yes, you can play Branded Fusion if you want to play the one of. I just don't think it's worth it. Yeah, my first comment didn't send. Very interesting take on Branded Fusion card. Yeah, I'm all jumbled up a little bit, but yeah. So what I want to do is talk about the extra deck. So this is what I'm playing now. If you notice in the side, I was playing Slayer at 3. The reason for Slayer at 3 is I was playing Herald and Aggregator. This is mainly to deal with I think the two most problematic cards in the for Primite specifically. So like this card, these cards for me, the two most problematic decks for Primite DM right now is Ryzeal and Blue Eyes. So sending Herald deals with Spirit, which is a really big problem for, like, you might not, Spirit in theory isn't a very amazing card, but turning off your graveyard and your important interactions from your graveyard is huge. So getting rid of Spirit with a card like Herald, and then the fact that Herald pluses replaces Ultimate Slayer in your hand with Illusion of Chaos, I think that's decent. And then Aggregator outs Ryzeal Detonator. And Detonator is a really problematic card because Detonator pops cards like it's its day job, and getting rid of your Lordy Load is really, really bad. So if you can't activate your Lordy Load like safely, then that's a big problem. So as a board breaking option, like, I think Slayer's okay. We had the extra deck space for it. We didn't need to, like, we can cut this and play 2 extra cards. We don't need the extra deck space for it, but I felt like it was like these two were decent options into what I was expecting to face. Also at my locals, Blue Eyes is every second deck that you're playing. Sanctifier allows you to lock the opponent into dragons. Yes. That's what this line is. It's because it's why we play Fallen of Albaz and Mana. This is Mana. So Rotten Souls is the Sanctifier lock.
Music licensing.
If you have leftover extra, why not use Moon and Underworld Goddess? You can, but like I said, with Titanic Glide, they get stuck. Huh? No Primite, please. It's too expensive. I'm sorry, Marth. This is gonna be one of the last few times you're gonna see me with Primite. I do want to experiment with some other stuff right now, but I do want to finalize the Primite list for everyone, for those who are interested, and I want to play it a few more times before I have to return the cards to my friend. So yeah, Ultimate Slayer and these two I think are solid, depending on what locals you're at or what your format's like at your local events. Even right now, I think Ryzeal is still going to be a very prominent deck. I think Blue Eye, you're going to see Blue Eyes everywhere. So Ultimate Slayer dealing with Spirit, which is a really big problematic card for our deck. What decks are you playing against that they're beating Sanctifier, Lock, No Sweat? What can't out Titanic Glide? You can get only 3 copies of Monsters. While clearing 2 opponents. That's for the crowd. Yeah, we'll go test hands for a bit. And then I want to... Ooh, I don't know, it's already late. We'll see how much time we have. Maybe I'll go play a few games on Omega. So these two are for the Slayer targets. And then we play the branded cards. Albion, Mirror Jade, Lubellion and Sanctifier. These are solid. You need these, right? Yeah, show us some Omega games. Yeah. We'll play some Omega. The 2 Spirit Dragons. Shout out Mate for the World Chalice Dragon. This card, for some reason, you know how impossible this card is to find? Nobody has this card. I don't know why. The 1 Seals. Chaos Angel, I don't love. I'm just not crazy on Chaos Angel, unfortunately. Right now, like it's solid, but we don't make a full power Chaos Angel, so I don't know if it's even worth playing. This is also a flex spot in my opinion right now. The Dark Magicians we can cut this card. This will be something else. I'm not sure what it will be yet. But because we cut DMG, this card is void. 2 Dragoons and then 1 Guardian Chimera. Something that I do want to experiment with, if if we are playing the
Music licensing reimagined.
branded package stuff, Light and Darkness Dragon Overlord is something I want to experiment with. And I want to experiment with, where is it? Oh, of course I don't have it here. Oh, here it is. Hope Harbinger. And then you can play like your, you know, your generic link monsters, SP, Dark, Access Code, Selene, IP, if you want. But those aren't really... Don't cut Chaos. I make plenty of times when playing Omega. The problem with Chaos is that Chaos is only good when it's a full power Chaos Angel. Because the idea of Chaos Angel is you want to set it as a tower and sit on it.
Reimagined.
Actually, wait. Why did I want to play this again? You can't make this. Why did I want to play this again? The theory is wrong with this card. I scratch this. I don't want to play this card. But the idea of Hope Harbinger is if you, for example, have like a Lubellion, and you can get access into Soul Servant, you can link. You could overlay Lubellion and Timaeus into this, which is an option. Typhon's also a very good shout. I'm waiting to pick up my Typhon. But Typhon's also a great shout. Gohan, LMAO. Yeah, laugh at me. Laugh at me. I dare you.
Music licensing reimagined.
So for the let's go test. Yeah, we could play Typhon though. Typhon's a shout too. Typhon's probably better than this, but like we'll just for the memes, we'll play this. Okay. So we got the general idea and consensus down. Hairs in my eyes. The problem with growing out hair, I'm trying to grow out my hair a little bit. I'm in that really awkward phase where it looks bad because you just gotta like keep cutting it to like reshape it and then continuously like let it grow, which is really, really annoying. Thank you, Matchy. I'll be trying to follow the test. Yeah. I'm also using a few different sleeves. So some of the white sleeves don't match, but I'll do my best to not stack or cheat.
Licensing.
What about Chaos Space for Lubellion? Playing it at 1 is kind of If it was at 3, I'd probably play it. You got the early 2000s Banlist, Margar. That's a skateboarder, right? I played Tony Hawk. I'd finally completed my version with Brandon DM, and you make changes to Primite. New goal. You're the best. Oh, I appreciate that. I don't know if that's a good thing, a bad thing. I hope it's a good thing.
Artlist.io.
I never thought to use Spirit. Bankai Doctor? What's Bankai Doctor? I never thought we use Spirit to lock Blue Eyes lock our opponent. All right, so let's see. So this hand is kind of disgusting. So the way what I would do is I would start by activating Lubellion. Lubellion will grab us our Bestial Magnum Hut. What are your thoughts of the new Primite Fusion coming out? Do you think it'll make a huge improvement? I think that it will make an improvement for the deck. I don't know how much of an improvement it's going to be. I don't even know. I think it's going to give Primite a new way, a new avenue to play the deck. Like I think it'll still focus around a heavy control style aspect, but I think it'll give it a little more push. Because one thing I think that lacks about Primite is that Primite really struggles going second. So then what I would do in this situation, I start by activating Magician Souls. Magician Souls will send Palladium Oracle Mana to the graveyard to special summon Magician Souls. I would then activate my Primite Lordy Load to grab Barrel Dragon. Here we can normal summon Barrel Dragon, and Barrel Dragon will set our Drill Beam. So we can do one of two things here. We can link off into Mausoleum and use Mausoleum and send Magician. So if we open another spell, or if we open Soul Servant and we really want to maximize the amount of advantage we want, we can use Magician's Souls to send Drill Beam to the graveyard and whatever else to get that extra draw. And the reason why we do that is Drill Beam has this awesome effect that for some reason nobody knows about, because it's I don't know why people overlook this. When Drill Beam is in grave and you control a Primite monster, you can just reset it. So it's free fodder for Magician's Souls, which is really strong. But in this situation, because I have nothing else to send, I do want to maximize. I do want to play it a little more safe in this example. So, you know, if for whatever reason they have a card that like a DD Crow or whatever the case is, we keep our most important cards in rotation per se. So we can link off, apologies for that. We can link off our Primite Dragon Ether Barrel to go into your Spirit with Eyes of Blue. And then what we can do is activate Spirit with Eyes of Blue. This will grab us our Mausoleum of White. We can activate Mausoleum of White. Mausoleum of White will target one of Souls or Spirit with Eyes of Blue. It doesn't matter. This will send us our Dark Magician. Now, unfortunately, we can't send the Drill Beam anymore because Drill Beam won't reset itself because we no longer control a Primite monster. But we do have a free card. We could activate Magician's Souls to send a Mausoleum of White to the graveyard to get a free card. So we drew into Ash Blossom. We can then link off our Magician's Souls into our second Spirit with Eyes of Blue. We can link off both into your Hieratic Seals. And that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this plays into Nib, unfortunately, but it is what it is. We didn't have to play into Nib. What we could have done is if we wanted to keep... we actually didn't need to play into Nib. Because instead of playing into Nib, we can just Souls... Because we didn't need to dump DM off Mausoleum. So let's retract this a little bit. Let's not play into Nibiru. Let's teach everyone proper gameplay. So we could have, I'll just, for hypothetical purposes. So this is where we are, right? We have our Mausoleum. We can go into Mausoleum here, but we don't want to play into Nib, so we won't play into Nib. So Magician's Souls will send Drill Beam to the graveyard. To draw the one card, we'll just draw the Ash again because that's what we drew off in the original test hand. Drill Beam can now reset itself. We can link Souls into our Spirit. Here, if we want this bait, this we don't really care about this. This is just deck thinning. We could bait any interruptions here. If they think, I don't know, if they think we're playing some hybrid or something. Mausoleum can target whatever we want. We can send the DM. And then we can link into Seals. And this doesn't play into Nib, which is great. Well, it does because, like, if we activate Primite Lordy Load to summon back DM, I guess we have to play into Nib here. No, it doesn't. No, we don't have to play into Nib. Well, we kind of do. It doesn't matter. Anyways, so, this is where we are. We can pass here, but, you know, we're doing test hands and fuck it. Pardon my language. We can go Bestial Magnum Hut effect, banishing Spirit, summoning Mag, effect the Mag, Tribute Mag, summon Lubellion, activate Lubellion, grab regain.
Music licensing reimagined.
Yeah, so we have to play in the nib. If we do this, we play in the nib, but whatever. Okay, so yeah, you have to play in the nib, unfortunately. It is what it is. So this is our end board, right? And then in the end phase, in a tender turn, we can activate Primite Lordy Load, summon DM from grave, and here we pass. So on our opponent's turn, we have this is actually a lot. And Magnum activates in the end phase, so we search our we'll search our Jerusalem. Actually, here I probably don't want Jerusalem. I probably want Bull Drake instead. So, Lucy Jakub, how you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well, brother. Hope you're doing well. So this is the game state we're in, right? And this doesn't look like a lot, but it's actually a crazy amount. So first of all, we have Ashen Veiler, right, as our 2 interruptions. If they play anything in grave, we have a Bestial Bulldrake, right? And then what we can do, here's the fun part. Primite Drill Beam, because we have DM, so you target a card, negate it, just banish it. If we banish it, regain can trigger, getting us a card, getting us a draw, but just in case we won't trigger it, whatever. So I'm only going to assume that these are all dead, except for the Bull Drake because we searched it. So we don't know these are hand. These are dead cards. So we have 1 interruption, right? 2 interruptions with the Bull Drake if we want to banish something. Hieratic Seals tributes itself to bounce a card. Another interruption. Hieratic Seals Engrave allows us to summon one of 2 things. We can summon Druiswarm here if we want. We can summon a Barrel Dragon if we want. But what we want to summon is Fallen of Albaz. And the reason why we're summoning Fallen of Albaz is if our opponent controls a light or a dark monster, we can activate Fallen of Albaz's effect, and also an extra deck monster. And here is the beautiful thing about it. Wait, why did I banish this again? This was supposed to be Souls. Apologies. That was supposed to be Souls. And here's where it gets crazy. Fallen of Albaz discards a card to fuse with any light or dark monster. Flip a coin. We're gonna say it's a dark monster. They have. Say we're playing Ryzeal and it's Ice Ryzeal that they summon. They summoned Ice Ryzeal, whatever. We Seals bounce something else. Summon Fallen of Albaz. Fallen of Albaz summons it to the field. Effect: we discarded a card. We fuse itself and Ice Ryzeal to summon a card like Albion, the Branded Dragon. Albion will activate its effect, fusing Fallen of Albaz and Palladium Oracle mana by banishing them to summon your Sanctifier Dragon, right? Here, if we want to recycle anything, Branded Regain can shuffle back your Fallen of Albaz to make it live again. It can shuffle back mana if we want to get the draw 2 again, or whatever. If we want to get the free card off Branded Regain, we can shuffle this back and get a free card. Alternatively, if we go with a Dragoon route, we can shuffle back Dark Magician, right? Or whatever the case, we can shuffle back Dark Magician and draw a card. But hypothetically, we summon Albion the Sanctifier Dragon. Now, the beautiful thing about this is now Albion the Sanctifier Dragon can activate its effect. We activate Albion the Sanctifier Dragon. We give our opponent Blue Eyes Spear with Eyes of Blue. And to our field, we can summon our Bestial Magnum Hut. Activate Bestial Magnum Hut for its effect to get us a dragon in the end phase in this hypothetical. And now why this board is so good is that Blue Eyes Spear with Eyes of Blue, you cannot special summon monsters except for dragon monsters. Just make sure to summon everything in defense. Yeah, sure. That's fine too. The beautiful thing about Spear with Eyes of Blue is that Spear with Eyes of Blue means that you can only special summon dragon monsters as long as this card is on the field. Which means when this card is on the field, your opponent can't summon anything. So if your opponent's playing Ryzeal, this is a gimmick puppet lock. The only way to out this is, you know, you play something like Book of Eclipse, or you play something, I don't know, Book of Eclipse flips everything, right? Yeah. You play Book of Eclipse, you play Forbidden Droplet. But the point is they have to get rid of this, and they have to deal with this before they even want to play their turn. And not only like that, all spawned off Hieratic Seals, which is a bounce. Just off Hieratic Seals, it's a bounce. You fuse off your monster, opponent's monster with it, so it's monster removal, and then you lock them out. So access to Hieratic Seals. Oh yeah, Eclipse won't flip the link. You're just fucking Gohan. You're such a genius. I'm so dumb. So getting access to Hieratic Seals is 3 really, really strong interruptions. Now, in the hypothetical that you are playing, for example, Blue Eyes, right? In the hypothetical that you're versing Blue Eyes, you Seals effect bounce, summon your Fallen of Albaz. Where's Fallen of Albaz? You summon your Fallen of Albaz. You activate Fallen of Albaz and you fuse with Maiden or Sage or whatever. You're not going into Sanctifier. You're still going into Albion. But what Albion's doing now is Albion's fusing Dark Magician and, say, your Spear with Eyes of Blue to get it out of the graveyard, just in case, to play around cards like the Light Link 2, the light version of Dark, the Dark Charmer, and you can end on Dragoon. Or you can end on like a Mirror Jade or whatever the case is. If you want to end on Dragoon, yeah, we'll just end on Dragoon. Dragoon or Mirror Jade. But we'll end on Dragoon because Dragoon's our boss monster. So that's why it's so strong. So you end on a bounce, fuse with a monster on their side of the field, and you end on a Dragoon. And this all stems from utilizing Hieratic Seals. And that's why I think it's so layered in various different ways. And like in that test hand, we had Ash and Effect Veiler in hand as well. And we didn't even utilize Boostable Drake, which is good. And it's like, if the lock goes off, then you have infinite amount of follow-up. It's just, yeah, you know, I can't really, yeah, I don't know. But that's the idea.
Music licensing reimagined.
So we can go into one more test hand to see how consistent it is. And maybe, hopefully, we can draw something. What's the word I'm looking for? In before they tribute summon Engraver over Spirit. That'd be crazy. So in this hand. This hand is also pretty awesome. We can activate Beast to Lubellion. Lubellion searches your
Music licensing
Beast of Magnum Hut. I feel that play into Nib on the opponent's turn. They might be able to out the spirits and Nib that way. It's 1. You summon Souls. You summon Fallen of Albaz. Fallen of Albaz fuses into Albion, which fuses into Sanctifier. No, it's 4 summons. If you don't use your oh, Spirit locks them out in Nib too. So then there we go. Nib is a rock. Nib is the rock, actually, sir. Magician Souls effect. Magician Souls will send our Palladium Oracle mana to summon Magician Souls. So here, I'm probably just going to gamble on the draws. There isn't, like, we have Drill Beam in hand. We haven't normal summoned. So we can gamble into a few things. We can gamble into drawing Primite Lordy Load. We'll keep Drill Beam. I'll explain why we keep Drill Beam in this situation. I'll explain why we keep Drill Beam. So here's what we do. Magician Souls will send Soul Servant to draw 1 card. Oh, that sucks. That actually blows, but it's fine. For some reason, Jesse's feels way more natural since we have Circle, Eternal Soul. Having Dragon Eye on the field, Drill Beam, Eternal Soul gets my opponent thinking. So, Dragonite doesn't trigger Drill Beam, unfortunately. But like Eternal Soul, Dark Magician, yeah. It's not bad. Like I said, Jesse's list is good for what it does. But like I've also been the one to kind of attempt to push the envelope and push stuff that's not from the norm. I don't like, don't get me wrong, Circle, Eternal Soul, it's fun, it's pure, but I don't think that it's you play Called by or Cross on this list? No. Yeah, I feel like in this particular version, it's
Music licensing reimagined.
It's a little more layered also. It's a little more resilient as well, in my opinion. Spirit effect. Spirit grabs you Mausoleum. Mausoleum activates Mausoleum. Target Spirit. Spirit dumps your Dark Magician. And then here, what I want to do is I'm going to avoid drawing into regain, because I already have a brick, I'm going to activate Magnum Hut first, targeting souls. Special summoning Mag. Mag effect.
Music licensing reimagined.
Link these off. Tribute this to summon Lubellion. Lubellion will place your branded regain. You can send Albaz. Yo, am I late? A little bit, but it's okay. Happy you're here. You can, yeah, we can send Fallen of Albaz back with Illusion of Chaos if we draw into it, but who knows if we're going to draw into it. We'll banish Soul Servant here because we have Mana and Dark Magician engrave to draw 2 cards. Speak of the Devil. That is hilarious. We haven't normal summoned yet, which is hilarious. We can link these 2 off into seals. So you want to see some crazy thing? This is some nut stuff. So we haven't normal summoned. Keep that in mind. We haven't normal summoned yet, right? Activate Illusion of Chaos. Illusion of Chaos grabs you Magician's Rod. This is genuinely like the nuts. And we didn't open that optimally either. Wait, why didn't I want to put Nib back? Put Fallen of Albaz back. Here we'll normal summon Rod. Rod will grab us our Secrets of Dark Magic. So, are you ready for this? This is insanity. So we'll set our Secrets of Dark Magic, and we'll set our Drill Beam, and we'll pass turn. So on our opponent's, and we have in the end phase, Magnum Hut activates its effect, and we'll grab Boldrake. Okay, on our opponent's turn. This doesn't look like a lot. All right. This doesn't look like a lot. However, this is psychotic, what the amount of interruptions we have here. Our opponent does anything. Light monster, dark monster, fusion monster. It doesn't matter. We'll go activate Hieratic Seals to bounce a card back to our opponent's hand. Okay? Hieratic Seals activates its effect. Hieratic Seals summons your Fallen of Albaz. Okay? Fallen of Albaz. Our opponent has light or dark monsters. Flip a coin, whichever one you want. If it's a light monster, you go into Albion. If it's a dark monster, we'll go into Lubellion. For the purpose of this, we'll say we're playing Ryzeal and they summon Ice Ryzeal. Magician, Fallen of Albaz effect. Actually, for the purpose of this, we'll go with the one that shuffles back. So we go more neg, just to make it a little harder for ourselves. We're playing Malice and they summon one of the cats. Who gives a shit? Fallen of Albaz activates its effect, discards a card, fusing itself and the Malice monster into your Lubellion. Lubellion activates its effect, shuffling back. We'll discard our
music licensing reimagined.
draw and lock word. Yeah, we'll discard Illusion of Chaos. We'll keep our draw. We discarded our Illusion of Chaos, right? Did we do that? Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. to shuffle back our Fallen of Albaz and our mana.
Artlist.io.
Into your Sanctifier. Effect of Sanctifier. Summons back Dark Magician. Gives them Spirit with Eyes of Blue. Locks them out. Now,
Music licensing.
we have Dark Magician on board, which makes Drill Beam live. And then we can Secrets of Dark Magic fuse these two away into Druid. And if we want, instead of that, we can utilize Boldrake or Droll and Dark Magician and go into Guardian Chimera for 2 pops and a draw.
Artlist.io.
Because then Rod gets more value off it. So that's broken. And we have Droll in hand. So can't draw, buddy. Sorry.
Music
Only issue with
licensing
Rod is that he can crash
reimagined.
into it. Yeah, so in this situation, what I would do is I'd probably what would I do here? You'd probably go into Guardian Chimera here, right? Yeah, you'd probably go into Guardian Chimera here.
Artlist.io.
It's not much of a package from what I've seen, to be honest. I don't know. It was just something I thought I'd mention to see if anyone else has tried it. Tried what?
Music licensing.
Having a Buster
reimagined.
Blader package might be a little too much since we're already playing Bestials and Albaz card. If you want to, like I said, the Bestial cards aren't much. It's a flexible package. I like it because it's, hey, I summon free dragons to get into seals, and also it allows me to play Branded Regain, which is a little bit of extra insurance when it comes to playing with 1 Dark Magician.
Artlist.io.
So it's a situation like that I find very, very interesting with it.
Music licensing reimagined.
Yeah, so with Rod being there, you would probably go. I mean, if they crash into it, do you really care? Like, okay, they'll get rid of the Spirit, but then they don't have a battle phase. You still have a Dragoon Banish. You've diminished all the resources with Drill Beam.
Artlist.io.
Like, I mean, if they're going battle in with Spirit to crash into Rod, leaving them on nothing, because it's not like they're doing that with 5 cards in hand. We're not doing that with 5 cards in hand, right? They're not doing that with 5 cards in hand. Why not? I only have so much room, and I'm just doing for hypothetical purposes. But yes, we'd be summoning we'd be summoning them all in defensible. Depending on the deck, I might care. Ideally, you'd use Spirit to turn skip, not battle. Yes, I agree. But like, worst case, right? Completely random question. Would the Primite cards work for the Ignite cards because they're normal monsters with Palladium effects? I don't know. I wish I could tell you. I have no idea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the last one. Like, this is tough.
Music licensing reimagined.
Like, this unfortunately is what it is. You can still make seals. You can still make seals. So you go this into Mag. Pitch this. Summon this. Link this off into the Blue Eyes Link 1.
Artlist.io.
Yeah, we could try playing this out. Lubellion effect. Grab Meg. Timaeus. Pitch this. Special Timaeus. link off Timaeus into your Blue Eye Spirit Link 1. Oh, you can't. It has to be level
Music
4 lower.
licensing
Oh,
reimagined.
I'm dumb. I mean, yeah, he's still in on seals though. Mag effect, banishing this. And then you link off into seals. And then Meg gets you Bull Drake. I mean, 3 interruptions.
Artlist.io.
Yeah, I know I can't. I know I can't. I know I can't. And then in the end phase, this homeboy gets access into Bull Drake. So I mean, like, this isn't much of a DM hand, but like sometimes you have to play with what you have. And if
Music
you brick,
licensing
it is what it
reimagined.
is. But at the very least, here we have Seal's Bounce, Summon Fallen of Albaz, send Drill Beam, fuse into Mirror Jade, Lubellion, whatever. Here I'd make my Mirror Jade, I think. And then you have 2 interruptions. It's not bad. It's not good, but that was also a really poor hand. I thought about adding more cards into the deck like Branded Beast, since we always have a way to get Beast Steals. Branded Beast wouldn't be bad. The problem with Branded Beast is I hate it going second. You see it going second, it's oof. Really, eh? It's killing the vibe. I'm so sorry, dude. I'm gonna try getting, like, I don't know, maybe
Music licensing
I'll pay someone to
reimagined.
make me a lo-fi beat or something. I know it sucks. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really sorry. I'm not rich enough though. I'm not rich enough. Yeah, so mana, 3 hand traps, souls. I mean, it's all right. This is a situation where we would normal summon Droll and go into seals that way.
Artlist.io.
You get an extra interruption. Mirror Jade leaves the field in that situation. Yeah. So here, what I would do is I'd souls, dump DM, summon souls, normal this, link this into the Blue Eyes Link 1, grab Mausoleum, dump
Music licensing
nothing because we can't.
reimagined.
Souls, pitch Mausoleum, draw this. That sucks. And then you link this off into the link 2, make seals, and pass there. And then Fallen of Albaz would pitch mana. And then you have at least a Sanctifier lock there. Or you can go into Dragoon, which is not bad. We need some ABCs. Oh, we need some ACDC. Oh, that'd be fun too. If I didn't get if YouTube didn't copyright everything, my last one worked like fairly decently, but YouTube copyrighted it. Anyways, that's it for the stream.
Music licensing.
That's it for the stream. I do want to thank everyone for